All right, welcome guys to my channel. So in this video we're going to talk about free-to-play war gear, combat gear. I'm not going to talk about non-combat gear. So the first thing I want to talk about as far as gear is concerned, I want to talk about good gear and bad gear. So I've seen a bunch of videos where people are talking about free-to-play gear and they're talking about level 40. Level 40 on the monster set. Basically, they don't require any rare material. A rare material, for instance, in Frostwing, rare material would be the heart. And for all of the sets, basically, you're level 40, 45 sometimes. They don't require rare material, and level 50 to 55 and 60 they require rare material. There are some good videos about these type of equipment. This is gonna be about the good equipment. We're gonna be trying to look at how to get good war gear as a free-to-play player. So good war gear. Usually it's the level 60, sometimes level 55, and sometimes we make mistake and we build level 50. And I say mistake because there was a time where Fear Drum for your cav set was the best thing to build as an accessory. That's not the case anymore. There are better equipment that have been released. So if you're starting the game from scratch today, you don't want to use your rare mats. Basically your eye, your gargantuan eye. You don't want to use them on the drum, or at least you want to leave one piece of accessory for another equipment from, I think it's the gorilla. So my suggestion is to always focus on level 60. You're never gonna go wrong if you're building level 60 for each of the sets. Combat sets. So the Frostwing, you're gonna try to build a great sword. That's one of the easiest to do because only 4 rare mat for this one. Griffin, that's not combat. Snow Beast, you're gonna go with the winter mitts. Once again, when they were doing the earlier monster equipment, you only needed 4, and then it started going up and up and up. But winter mitts is really good, really easy to do. Jade Worm, the level 60, the helmet, I think it's the best one you can get. The other ones, there's better alternative, so I would say don't waste your rare mats outside of the coronet. I did the word rod, and then I realized that there's a better main hand, so now I'm only using my orbs for the coronet, and I have something else planned for the main end. Jade Worm is one of the monsters where it's focused on ranged. There's another one we're gonna look at later. Theratorn, so as you can see, they released the range, inf, and cavalry monsters. So Theratorn, go with the shield. You really don't care about construction speed. At some point, you're free to play. You're not gonna be rearranging your buildings a lot. So go with the shield. Whatever you get from construction is not good enough. Don't care about that. Gargantua set, go with the belt. I don't think there's something as good as far as free to play, as far as non-champion set for legs. As far as main end, you will see there are new monsters that you can get better equipment. And the Fear Drum, I would suggest build 2. Because you can build a different accessory for cavalry, and I think it's the gorilla also. These require 6 rare mats. This one is a big one. It requires 9. Gargantua is 8. So a little bit harder than the easiest one, which require 4. So you could see tendency from IGG, and then you got the maggot. Go with the ring. Ring is really good for range accessory, and you get army, so it's good for a mixed set. I really love this for my mixed set. The Helldrider, the Skull Crusher is really good for ranged. That's my main. That should be my main head. As soon as I get it to purple, I'm gonna swap I'm gonna swap my Jade Worm Rod for this. That's why I say just go with the level 60. Eventually, you're gonna basically your level 60 is gonna be better at a lower grade. So, for instance, a blue Skull Crusher is better than a purple Jade Worm Rod for range. That's just an example. You can get similar example. Just make sure you look at the stats at the different grade that you can get them depending on what you have. Nearly always go with level 60 when you build something. Don't waste your rare mats on lower level equipment. Nostros is non-combat. I'm not going to talk about that. Saberfang is maybe the only exception. Saberfang is Inf Cav at the helmet, and the other piece of equipment are Cav. The thing about Saberfang is this is good for an infantry, maybe helmet. I think it's good for infantry. I'll say that. But the boots and the armor, they give you travel speed. So if you're a filler, that's really good. When you're doing Dragon Arena, you want to have that. So if you're not infantry focused, I would say just try to build up everything. Otherwise, on my infantry account, I did the bare minimum. I got them to green just to at least have a easy travel speed boost, but I'm using my rare mats to build up my helmet to purple and maybe gold. It's gonna take a long time. Blackwing set, level 60, Dragon Talons. Just go with that. Really good for ranged because you get range and army. It's a mix equipment. Another mix equipment, I would go with the plate. Always go with level 60. I see a lot of people talk about they talk about the army attack, and a lot of people only look at attack, and I get that, but this is not worth it. Even if you get it to gold and mythic, I'm telling you guys, there's way better equipment at lower grade. Focus on level 60. Queen Bee, same thing. Bumblebee, Bumble Elm. Go with the cup, with the Bon Appetit. Really hard to get. Usually a good build is to have 2 cups and 1 ring. So basically you have to dilute, and we're talking about 13 halos. Hard to get, but it's the best piece of equipment you can get from Bon Appetit. I wouldn't go with the other ones. I wouldn't waste my halos on other ones. Same thing with Titan. I would go with Tacit, so always go with level 60. And then build your set around what you have and what you're planning on focusing on in the future. Now there's a definite split after Titan and Voodoo Shaman, where these you can reliably obtain the rare mats, and then everything that's newer, starting from Ardrox, even though these two are not combat, it's non-reliable. So there's no reliable way to get these equipment aside from buying packs, and we're free to play, so we're not doing that. Hoopla is a special monster where at level 60 you have a choice. There's 2 big equipment. One is for range, one is for cap. So you have to decide what kind of account you are. This is a range account, so I'm going with this piece of equipment. On my CAD equipment, I'm going with this piece of equipment. I'm not gonna split my rare mats to dual build those equipment. I'm gonna focus on one. Cut the drawer set, once again level 60. There's 2 different types. difference here, this is like a Theratorn type of monster where it's focused on infantry. So you gotta look at what's better at main end, what's better at off end. I think that you're better off going with the main end. I think the Winter Mitts is already good for inf, so go with this one. Gorilla is like Gargantua, where it's cavalry. So you have the main end and the accessory. Like I said, I suggest you do 2 drums from Gargantua and then 1 Rowdy Resolve from the Gorilla for your accessory. But it's hard to get. It's 9. So it's not easy to max, but once again, this is if let's say you have a gold drum, well, this is at blue grade, it's about as good as a gold drum. So it's the drums, they cap and stat earlier than this, so eventually I'm sure they're gonna release easier way to get rare mats from the Gorilla set. So this at purple is already better. So yep, and it's the same thing with main end, except the main end you have a different alternative that you can use. Necrosis is a mix set, so inf cav, level 60. Don't do anything other, just do level 60 and then focus. Look at how it fits in your set and if you have enough. Obviously you'll see these are harder to get. Flipper is a cav range. Oh, cav range, yes, cav range. And newer monster, I don't have any rares, so I don't think I can even do like a level 60. Same thing with the Serpent Gladiator. It's an inf range and I don't have any rare. So I've been hunting them from time to time. My guild have been hunting them and I don't have any rares. So that's, well, do I have any rares? I don't have any rares. It's not that I don't have 15, I don't have any. It's hard to get. And I've opened a bunch of chests. Well, a bunch of chests. I've opened some chests from the Kingdom Laborers, where you get, so in this rotation you get Serpent Gladiator chest, you get, what else do you get? Arctic Flipper, and you get the crosses. So basically that's what they've been doing these days, is they've been doing, I think, one rotation you get the Serpent Gladiator, Flipper, and the crosses, and the other one you get Ukla, Cutter Drawer, and Gorilla. You can also get some chests from Guildfest, but I mean, that's rare. Alright, so that's the difference between bad gear and good gear and how to figure out which chests you want. So in the next part, alright, now we're going to talk about, I want to talk about reliable and non-reliable method of getting rare mats. So when I say reliable, I mean you have a pretty good chance of getting a material depending on the effort or not. So the first one is daily login. Daily login, if you log in daily, you claim your login gifts. Every 3 weeks, you're getting the equivalent of a blue rare mat. So in that case, in my rotation that I'm right now, I'm getting brains. If you're doing, so basically you're getting a blue every 3 weeks. So basically, you're getting the equivalent of a gold rare mat per year. Obviously, it's not, there's several different types of rare mat you can get there, not all of them, but you're getting the equivalent of a gold by doing this every day on an annual basis. The other one is the Exchange Extravaganza event. That's been happening every 2 months ever since they implemented that. You get to choose, I mean, I don't have an example right now, but you get to choose whatever rewards you want. You just have to do the mini tasks. So you can choose whatever rare mats you want. The other one is Bargain Store, which looks a little bit like the Kung Fu Panda shop. where you get to buy bargain store. You buy with gems. You get to buy the rare mats that are on display. It's reliable because you have control over it. So whenever it appears, if you have the gems, you can buy a certain amounts. Very reliable. I've seen the bargain store maybe 4 times a year in the last. It's been like that for the last 2 years, I guess. So kind of reliable. The other one, it's reliable even though there's some random effect in that. It's the Tycoon. So this week's rotation is Bon Appetit with the halos. So obviously you can use your free token every day, and you can also buy some. Halos are hard to get. It's a really good piece of equipment. So personally, I try to do that for Guildfest. Right now, I've done my Guildfest. I don't have any quest attempts. I've got a pretty good score for. I think we're on the expert, and we're definitely gonna go to the. Where are we gonna go? Yes, we're gonna go to the Masters Gauntlet next time. We just merged with another guild, so we're in good shape right now. That's why you maybe have noticed that the tag of my guild has changed, but the name, or rather the name is still the same. People Eating Tacos. So Tycoon, and the other reason why I would do that would be if there is a Chaos Dragon Hell event, which I really love upgrading my Chaos Dragon currently at blue, very close to purple. So it's a very good way to get medals, and it's a good way to get your equipment to a better grade. Since we're talking about reliable ways to get rare material, the challenge, the 24-hour challenge every day, you get either 3 green rare materials, which this one is not for combat, but still you get these 2 for combat. And if it's a Chaos Dragon challenge, then you get a single green material. But still, I see it's reliable because you have control every day. If you want to do it, you have control over using your speed up to get the rewards. And the last one would be Labyrinth. Labyrinth, there's the way it works is every other week it's gonna be Frostwing here. Frostwing doesn't give anything, or rather doesn't give any rare material. And then every other week there's a rotation, I think 3 or 4 monster here, so you could have a combination of these rare material. In that case, 3 of them are for combat, and then obviously the Nosceros is not for combat, but still rare material. So at least use your free star every day, stock up on your star for when it's not Frostwing, which it's what I always do. And whenever I have a Guildfest task for Encounter Labyrinth Guardian, I don't do the 1, I do the 168 where it's 2, and I do the 209 for 3. Good points, very easy to do, very easy as a free-to-play to stock up on stars. I believe, because I don't use my stars for events, for L events, I should say. So that's the reliable method of getting rare material. You have control on getting rare material from those steps: logins, extravaganza, bargain store, Tycoon, Labyrinth, and 24-hour challenge. Now, the non-reliable way to get rare material, well, monster hunting. It is very unreliable. Every time you hunt, you have a chance of getting a rare material, and I'm gonna tell you right away, it's unreliable. I've looked at my reports for the last 2 days, because if I scroll all the way down, you'll see not this one. I don't know why I have this one. That's important. Let's remove this. But 225. Currently today it's 227. It's about 48 hours ago, so that's 2 days. I've looked at reports of my 5 accounts, and I use my energy daily. I never waste, and I rarely use my bags. But on the 5 accounts over the last 2 days, so that's 10 days of hunting normally, and all my accounts they're good hunters. Okay, I have 44 to 55,000 max energy, and I over 2 days I didn't get a single rare material. So that's it. Monster hunting, very unreliable. You could do monster on bus and get nothing. The other way is to open guild gifts. Bonus chests I don't think they give rare material. Your guild gift, you have a chance of getting a rare material. And if I look at what I have, obviously I just opened 7 and I got nothing. Before I started this video, I looked at all my other accounts and I opened so I have 5 accounts. I opened roughly 450 guild gifts and I got 0 rare material. And 450, it's not level 1s. We're talking about level 2, level 3, level 4 monsters. I think there was even a level 5 monster, because there was a elephant monster on elephant in the last 6 hours. So yeah, you could do monster on bus and still not get a rare material. It's very, very unreliable. You could get lucky. I'm not telling you it's not happening, but I'm telling you that with 10 days worth of hunting myself, I got no rare material, and then I opened 450 guild gifts and I got nothing. It's very unreliable. The last one would be monster chests. You get monster chests daily. You get 1 shaman. I'm talking about level 25 castle, and you get 1 shaman and 12 of these, so 4 snow beasts, 4 jade worm, and 4 terror thorn. And then you get monster chests from Guildfest that you can choose. You can choose them. Obviously, I cannot because the event is not over. You can get also monster chests from L events. As soon as you get to level 2, you get a couple ones, and then if you complete, you get anywhere from 3 to all the way to 8, I think. And sometimes there's a special events where these are doubled. So whenever I have soldiers training or research or packs merging, I'm gonna try to time them, at least get them over that little threshold. Sometimes I will use some speed up just to get it over that threshold to get some extra chests. Now, why do I say it's unreliable? Myself, I open my chest whenever I have 50, at least 50, and now I'm stocking them because I want to do a video where I will punch a bunch of them, more than the last one, last time I did that. So, it happens often that I open 50 or 100 and I get no rare material. So like I said, you get 4 a day. You're guaranteed to get 50 or let's say 48 every 12 days for the snow beast. And all the other ones are from events, Guildfest, KVK, from Tycoon. Also, you can get chests from Tycoon, like it's Bon Appetit, so there's a chance you're gonna get some chests. You're always better off to land on a rare material rather than a chest, because especially for Bon Appetit, you don't get a lot of rares from opening the chest. You're gonna notice at some point that some chests are better, some monsters are better than the others. Where's my shaman? 33. I have better chance of getting a rare material from shaman than from Bon Appetit and Queen Bee. So you'll notice that some of the monsters give you a better chance of getting rare material. Very unreliable because, like I said, you open your chest and you get nothing. And the other thing is, it's hard to get chests as a free-to-play player. Events, Guild Bash, KVK, Lord's Cup, you just got to do all the events to get chests. Very unreliable. Now, in my chest, I also have, you see, when I say monster chest, I don't mean monstrous chests. Because these guys, whenever you get them from events, you're guaranteed to get rare material. They may be great, it's better than nothing. Obviously, if you get all vials and you've already have your Noceros equipment to gold or even mythic, then it's worth nothing. But obviously, you're gonna get a mix of all of these. So these are the unreliable way to get rare material. So you want to make sure that you are stocking up on your stars for when it's not Frostwing. You want to make sure that you are using your gems to buy tokens from time to time, because that's a very reliable way to get materials. I suggest that you don't use gems to boost your troop count. At some point you're going to be done with research. Oh, don't see this. Don't look at my defense research. But at some point you're going to be done with research, so you want to make sure that you use your normal speed up to boost your troop, to speed up your troop training, because you can use training speed up, but you can also use normal speed up. I strongly suggest that you use, at some point, that for the later research you only use research speed up, and that you save your normal speed up for troops. Because at the end of the day, you may have a lot of troops. If you don't have good equipment to defend your troops are not going to be that great. Alright, one thing I didn't talk about is the champion gear. Champion gear. Okay. First of all, it's really hard to get mains. What's it called? Crimson main. Really hard to get. Even with the chests, you can get champion chests from doing KVK. I think you're getting 3 at level 25 castle. You can get them also from Tycoon. Not when it's Halos, but when it's Voodoo Shaman. You can get mains and you can get champion chest. You can also get them from Guildfest. I don't know if I have any available in my rewards. Yes, I will not get this. I will get this, but you can get champion chest from Guildfest. Now the thing about champion, it's very hard to get crimson mains. So, and all the equipment are level 60. So you want to make sure that you pick one and you only level up one piece of equipment, because it's gonna take a long time to get it to blue and to purple and to gold. I don't think I'm ever gonna have a gold champion equipment. I'm not talking about a set, I'm talking about just one piece of equipment at gold. Right now, I've been doing that for 3 years. I have this equipment and I'm really close to purple. I got lucky where I got a gold crimson main at some point from opening a chest, and I also got I did one of those events in the news where they give you a purple main. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so close to purple. I've also wasted some mains on a greatsword because I was thinking, hey, research speed, that's good. No, it takes a really long time. I mean, if you're looking at all equipment, you go here, that's a main end, and I'm gonna look at research speed. So there's the champion equipment, and then there's the electric ones. So At Mythic, you get 14%. I think I have it at Gold at the moment, so 10%. So how far would I need to get my Greatsword to be better than a Gold Electric Lens? Talking about 10%. So at Purple, it's worse. So this is only better than this at the same grade. So I would need to have a gold, either blade, edge, or greatsword to have it better than my electric lens, just for research. And we're talking about just research. So you have to remember with Champion, each piece of equipment has something else it boosts. So in this case, the main end, it's research speed, and the off end is training speed. That's the only piece of equipment at the off end level that gives training speed. And just remember that. This is gold production. The helmet, there's a free-to-play item, very cheap to make, that gives you gold production. And let's look at Mythic. It's really high, but it's at some point. Gold production doesn't mean anything if you're maxed out outside of your deck, so it's worth less to me. What else? Reduce upkeep is nice, but it's at the point where I'm good with being food negative, so I don't really care about the upkeep. Travel speed, there are boots from the Saber Fang that gives travel speed, so you would need to add these at a way. It would be hard to get this better than the Saber Fang equipment. So you already have something else that boosts travel speed, and the accessory, they give the best boost for combat. But you need to get it way high to be better than the rings or the cups. So that's why what I'm doing is I chose an equipment that gives me something that at least I'm gonna get something out of it, the training speed. And at the point where I am, if I'm looking at my off-end equipment, no, I need to go here, my off-end, I have 3 pieces of equipment that gives me combat at a good level. As soon as I get this to purple, I think I'm gonna swap it for my range set. But otherwise, this is most likely, this is probably better at gold than this is at purple as far as mixed. So I would need to look at it to validate that, but it's pretty close. And I mean, I'm kind of close to, I'm halfway there to 40% there to have it mythic. So there's still gonna be a 2 grade gap between those 2 pieces of equipment. So that's what I would do as far as going for champion gear. All right, so for the last thing I want to talk about is building your sets. Basically, if I look at my quick swap, I have 2 combat set. This is my T5 building set. This is not a T5 set. I have a range set because this is a ranged account, and I have a mix set, which I would hope to have eventually purple equipment between purple and gold. This piece of equipment, I will be swapping this for this as soon as I get this to purple, which I am somewhat close. Yeah, I just need 1 purple and 1 blue and I'm good. So soonish. And then this one here, as soon as I get this to purple, I'm gonna swap it, which I'm really close. I need 2 purple, or 3 blue and 1 purple. So as far as your set, like I say, I suggest that you build your level 60 and then you look at what you have and what you can get from sorry, I need to, oh, okay, so the speed up for this event is done. So yeah, so I suggest that you look at what you have and what equipment you should be getting from rotations, the Labyrinth Tycoon rotation. your chest that you're getting, and you try to build your set around that. You should be looking at, you should have a mix set, and then you should have a blast, at least a blast set for each of the types. So because I mean, unless you let other people give you run darkness, I believe that everyone should be able to run darkness, unless you're a really small account. But if you're a small account, I mean, you're not at that point yet. But everyone should have a set for each type of each type, cav, inf, and range. Doesn't mean you have to have it in your quick swap, but you should have a set. Like I said, I think this would be my cav set, would look something like that. What do I have here? Oh, I'm not sure which one I use for cav. I think I use this, but I don't have any. Yeah, I think I would use this, and then use this. But you should be looking at upgrading your sets, and then always build level 60 and make your set based on what you have at the highest level for each type. Sometimes if you do that, you're gonna notice that some type of equipment, even if you're building them, they're not gonna be good, or you're gonna be lacking on some ints. Your inf is not gonna be good enough, or your range not gonna be good enough on some type of equipment. So it's not a bad thing to build level 50 or level 55. But on the long run, some pieces of equipment are better than others. Like I said, I think I said that before. I believe this is probably on par with this at a lower grade. Obviously, as soon as I hit purple, this is gonna be way better than this. So I will have to rearrange my jewels. But you need to look at that. Like I said, some pieces of equipment are good for mix. If we look at my mix set, I don't believe I have a single piece of equipment that has not mixed stats. The great sword has every type, so it's good for all of the cav defense. It comes from my jewels, but it has range, inf, and cav attack from the equipment, not from the jewels. So you gotta make sure that your mix set has equipment that gives you more than one type of boost. You don't want to have a ranged equipment in your mix set. I don't believe you should do that. So that's one way to look at it. At some point, if you invest your rare mats in lower material, you might regret it, and you're gonna say, well, why did I do 3 drums when the well, I don't have it on this account, but when the gorilla gives better accessory. Well, the thing is, gorilla are new, and right now it's hard to get rare mats. Eventually they IGG might release new events, new buildings that can help you get those rare materials. So just gotta remember, the difference between free to play and pay to play is that free to play, you're playing the game slower, so you just gotta be patient. This is my mix set after 3 years. This is close to gold. This is somewhat close to mythic, and these are not even close to gold, and that's just the way it is. You're gonna get, that's what I consider decent equipment. at blue and purple, it's getting decent. Now the last thing I want to talk about is, obviously I talked about mythic. You're gonna get embers. It's hard to get. You get embers from your cargo ship, you get embers from Tycoon, you get embers from events. Always try to choose embers when you can, because it's not something that you can buy with gem on a daily basis. So yes, save your gems for bargain store, use your gems for tokens. At the end of the day, it takes a long time to get combat equipment, level 60 equipment to gold, and then to mythic. Like I said, I only have one piece of equipment at gold, at level 60. Obviously, I use some of my embers on other type of equipment, because this, to me, is really good, because research, it helps, and I'm gonna be researching for at least, it's been 3 years, I'm gonna be researching for at least a couple more years if I still play that game, which I think I will. So that's why it's worth it to me. And I think those are the only piece of equipment that I put to mythic. Yes. So at the moment I'm stocking them for my mitts, winter mitts, which, because you get bells easily from the daily chest and from Labyrinth, it's a matter of time until I get this to gold, and I'm gonna get 4 embers. So I'm thinking that another 6 months I'm gonna have this to mythic. So that's about it for good war equipment for free to play. Don't gem troops until you have good equipment, because it doesn't matter how many troops you have, and that's not a lot, and that's somewhat decent. If you don't have good equipment, you're just gonna get crushed. So gems are for equipment, speed up are for troops. So that's about it. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. If you think I'm a moron, I understand that. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and maybe on the next video I'm gonna talk about non-combat equipment. Thank you guys. Bye.